Hiya, my name's Katy. I'm 24 and a third year student at university. I'm studying psychotherapy and counselling. Today I'm going to be doing a video for teens and young people who may be suffering with stress and anxiety and may just want some support with that. This is going to be some basic breathing techniques and mindfulness skills that can be done anywhere and can be picked up easily. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a mental health professional or clinical in any way. If you feel that you are suffering greatly from anxiety or you need to be clinically diagnosed, then I suggest you speak to your GP or a mental health professional. There is support out there for you. I will attach some links, but please, if you do feel like you're struggling, please do go get some support, seek some help. There's always someone out there who will listen. Your GP will always listen to you. In my experience, GP is the first place to go. But this video is mainly just a little bit of something you can do at home, just anywhere you're feeling anxious. These are things that I do myself and will just help you to feel calm if you feel like your anxiety is getting too much. So mindfulness techniques and breathing techniques have been proven to have many benefits in reducing stress and anxiety for all sorts of individuals and promoting self-care skills and promoting an adaptive self-care attitude. There's no right or wrong way to do mindfulness. It simply just comes from the mind, and in fact if you believe that you're doing it wrong or that you don't know how to do it, it can affect the way that mindfulness may work for you, and you may find that it's not productive or you may not believe in it because you think it's not working. It takes practice and it just comes from within you. Mindfulness can quite often be mistaken for meditation. They do work together, but meditation and mindfulness are different things. This video is on mindfulness and breathing techniques, but it does link a little bit to meditation as well. If you believe that mindfulness isn't working for you, I suggest that you just keep trying, because believing that there's a right or wrong way to do it can in fact hinder the benefits of it and create a major barrier in the effectiveness of mindfulness and breathing techniques. So you might right now be sat there thinking, what is mindfulness? I don't understand what it is, it sounds weird, it doesn't sound for me. So mindfulness is really simply what you think it is. It's all about what the mind can do, what the mind can do in terms of your physical health as well as your mental health. You'd be surprised what effect your mind can have on your physical well-being. So this really suggests that the mind is aware of what's happening and where we're going, what we're doing, and to the space that we're moving through right now. So it can appear that this is actually really simple and a bit trivial, and that this is something that comes naturally to us. And that is true, that mindfulness does come naturally to the human mind. But actually, in reality, it's so natural for us to veer away from being mindful, because we've always got so much going on in our minds. There's always something else to think about. Our minds just simply go elsewhere. We lose touch with our body and we become engrossed in other things, like worrying about the future or thinking about something that needs to be done or something that's just happened to us. And this is what causes anxiety. So really, it doesn't matter how far our minds wander. At the end of the day, mindfulness is there to bring us back to the present, bring us back to where we are right now and what we're feeling and what we're doing. Again, mindfulness takes practice. It's something that we all possess and we all have the ability to do, but it does take practice. It still takes practice for me. You just have to learn to access it through your mind. You can do mindfulness in so many different ways, and quite often the most common way is through meditation, but that takes a lot of practice and a lot of people feel that it doesn't work for them. So today I'm just going to be giving you some simple mindfulness exercises and breathing techniques that will also help you if you're suffering from stress and anxiety. So mindfulness, if it's effectively carried out, has been proven to be successful in addressing some of the issues of young people who partake in it, thus improving any stress or anxiety, reducing any worries, and improve just your overall well-being. So if you feel that this video would be beneficial to you, then I highly suggest that you carry on watching. So you may be wondering if you have anxiety or not, and I'm just here to tell you that anxiety is extremely common and it's not always something that needs to be diagnosed. A high percentage of the population suffers from anxiety and deals with the effects of anxiety every single day. Anxiety can sometimes be more extreme and need a diagnosis, such as generalised anxiety disorder or GAD, but it's also extremely common and not very severe, and that's what this video is for. So what are the symptoms of anxiety? Well, anxiety can manifest itself in many different ways, both physical and mental, but the main symptoms include restlessness or feeling on edge, being easily fatigued and tired, difficulty concentrating or mind going blank, irritability, muscle tension, and difficulty falling or staying asleep or a restless sleep. These are also signs that a mental health professional will look out for if you are referred for support or you seek support yourself. These are symptoms that your GP will look out for, but that's just to make a diagnosis. Again, if you feel like you really need some support, then I suggest you go give your GP a visit and ask for some support. Anxiety can also cause negative thinking, negative cognitions, and some overwhelming emotions. And quite often it can feel like our emotions are running the show, are taking over our entire body, our entire mind. We don't plan to have emotions particularly, they just happen. And also emotions can appear to come as if from nowhere. And if they're negative, they can be actually really harmful to our happiness and mental well-being. Good time for me to note that mindfulness is not about getting rid of our emotions or removing them completely, because we don't want to be robots, we want to feel emotion. Mindfulness is about becoming emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent by becoming more in tune with our emotions and more comfortable with our emotions and not being driven by them. Don't be afraid of your emotions. They're a natural thing that happens to our mind and our body. We feel emotions in our bodies and in our minds, and actually the emotions that we're feeling represent what our body is doing right now and what we're experiencing right now. The problems arise when we react negatively to emotions, when our emotions run us and in fact cause suffering. Mindfulness really is there to help us own our emotions. So mindfulness and deep breathing techniques are useful because if you're relaxed, you cannot be stressed. And if your mind is in a state of relaxation, then you're bound to feel more positive and more balanced, both mentally and physically. So this is going to sound silly, but you need to learn to breathe. But really, it's not as silly as it sounds. As humans, we often don't actually breathe deeply enough. And at times of stress, our bodies breathe very shallowly, and this is to conserve energy. Breathing shallowly means that you're breathing into the upper quadrant of your ribcage, and this actually increases or maintains any tension that we're holding and any stress that we may be holding in the body. So to counteract this, you need to learn to breathe deeply, and this means breathing into your abdomen and your tummy. So I'm going to demonstrate some breathing exercises now, and these are exercises that you can do anytime you're feeling anxious or stressed, or you feel that you need to collect yourself and take control of your emotions and your breathing. So get comfortable. You can do this sat up, lying down, stood up if you really want to, but I recommend sitting down solidly on a chair so that you feel your back against the chair and you feel comfortable and grounded. This one is all about deep breathing. So first, I would like you to relax your tummy and notice any tension that you might be holding and just let that go. Just relax your tummy. Next, I would like you to just place your hand just beneath your ribs on your tummy. Next, I would like you to breathe in through your nose, slowly and deeply. And as you do so, just notice your hand rising. Next, breathe out through your mouth, noticing your hand fall. Do this as many times as you feel necessary. It can be a really good way to just ground you and feel calm and reduce any stress and anxiety that you might be feeling in that moment. So the other breathing exercise that I would like to teach you today is mindful breathing. So this uses mindfulness to help you really focus on the present. For this one, I'd like you to sit or lie comfortably, and you can have your eyes open or closed. I find it useful to have my eyes closed for this. If you're comfortable, inhale through your nose until your tummy expands. Next, slowly let your breath out of your mouth. Get yourself into this pattern of deep breathing, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Once you're in this pattern, really focus on the breath that's coming in through the nose and going out through the mouth. Notice the rise and fall of your tummy going in and out. And when thoughts come into your head, just take a moment to notice them. Notice that they are there, and notice that they are there without any judgment. Then simply let them go and bring your attention back to your breathing. So carry on with this pattern until you feel calm, and then start to become aware of how your mind and how your body feels. I'm now going to demonstrate some mindfulness exercises, and I take these today from a book that has served me well in supporting me with reducing my stress and anxiety and my mindfulness overall, and it's called A Monk's Guide to Happiness. So this first one is called Notice the Mind, and this exercise is all about turning your attention inwards to really get a sense of what's happening right now in your mind. So sit somewhere comfortably in a reasonably quiet place so that you can really focus your attention on your mind. Have a look at what your mind is doing. Notice any thoughts as they come to you, and observe how the mind jumps from thought to thought like a monkey swinging between the branches in a forest. The mind is also like a bee or butterfly flitting around in quite a random manner. Don't try to meditate, just observe. Simply see what's going on around you. Where is your mind now? Is it in the past or in the present? Or is it in the future? Is there a particular mood or emotional state happening within you right now? Or is there a feeling in your body? Please take a moment to explore any sensations that may occur or that you may be noticing right now. Really important not to judge what you're experiencing during this time. Judgment is where we label things to be either good or bad, or we try to get rid of them. Simply be aware, observe what your mind is doing, and observe the experiences of this moment. So the purpose of this exercise is to really notice how busy or active the mind can be. And you can also just have moments like this throughout the day. From time to time, just take a moment to really notice what your mind is doing. Observe your thoughts and what kind of mood is present with you right now. Do this at many times during the day, even at times when you're really busy or at times of great stress. Just take a moment to really notice your thoughts and your mood and any emotions that may be happening for you right now. The second mindfulness exercise that I'm going to talk you through today is again from the same book, A Monk's Guide to Happiness. And for this one, it's best to go somewhere outdoors. Perhaps you could go and sit in your garden, or just outside on a bench or in a park, just somewhere outside in nature. If you can't do that, if that's not possible, then just sit somewhere with some kind of view, maybe looking through a window. If this isn't possible, don't worry. Just sit in a room and just be aware of the room that you're in and what's around you. Just be aware of your surroundings. This exercise is really all about learning to be present with what's around you and connecting with the environment that's around you. If you're outdoors, notice the trees, notice the grass, notice the fresh air, notice whatever environment that you are in. If you're indoors, notice the colours of the view that you're looking at, or what's in the room around you. It'll be as if you're seeing it all for the very first time. Drink in this environment and let your mind fill up with joy as you experience this precious moment. When you get distracted by thoughts, gently bring your attention back to the freshness of this beautiful present moment. The mind loses contact through drifting away. Simply bring back the awareness by refocusing on where you are. Our problems occur when we are hanging on to the past, worrying about the future or wishing that the present moment were different. In this fresh moment of present awareness, there are no problems. All that is needed is to observe and to become aware. So the basic lesson that we take away from these exercises is to simply be present with your mind and be present with what's going on around you. First exercise shows us how our mind runs all over the place all the time, and the second exercise taught us how to be present and how to really settle into the moment that you're in right now. And these exercises only need to go on for a few minutes. I also find it useful to tell myself positive affirmations throughout the day, and these can be about mindfulness or just positivity in general. The ones I'm going to give you today are simply: take a couple of minutes to notice your breathing, sense the flow of the breath and the rise and fall of your tummy. Recognise that thoughts are simply thoughts. You don't need to believe them or react to them. And if you are feeling anxious, take a few breaths and on every out-breath say, I am at peace. So thank you for watching my video. Again, if you really feel that you need some support with this, then please go speak to your GP. There is always support out there for you, and I highly recommend seeking some if you feel that your anxiety or stress is just getting too much. I hope this video has been of some help to you. Thanks for watching. Bye.